This is the Glitter65 L01. If you guys remember the original Glitter build, it had a fair share of things I really did not like about it. It was one of those boards that had a really cool concept, but kind of failed with the concept. They did send this out. This is going to be a sponsored stream just like last time. Not going to stop me from being 100% real with you guys, nor do they have any say in what goes on. But this is an interesting one because the price point, from what I understand, and from what's on the website, $150. Cool concept, failed execution. Exactly. So this is more than a round 2. Let me actually kind of explain what this is, because I was also kind of confused by what they were doing with this. But it's the round 2 was last time. That's the one that we didn't like. They, unfortunately, and I do think this is my first criticism of this build, I want to show you guys the webpage, but there ain't much on the webpage. What they're essentially saying is this starts at $150. It looks like the one we have today is $150. So we're going to leave it at that. But they're saying this is a new tray. So the last time we looked at this was their G Tray 2.0, which was that thing that slid out, which sucked because the switches and stuff got in the way and it was really annoying. And even though it was a really pretty looking keyboard with cool RGB, it was a pain in the fucking ass. Let's keep it a buck. It didn't really work in I guess in actuality, but it was a cool theory. They're saying this is a new tray. They're saying it has new RGB. They're saying this has included stabilizers, which we'll see. I don't know if this is here. And they're saying this is wireless. New everything. They've essentially revamped it. For $150, when they sent me this over and I took a look at the price before they even told me anything else, $150, I can't be mad. It's a MX kit. We get to build it today. How can you ever be mad at something that's $150? Obviously not exempt of criticism, but I think it's a super fair price. All right, let's see how to open this thing. I think we gotta take off this bandolier first. It's a cool box. It's a silver box with a pull-out tab. This is neat. So how does this work? Open upwards. Oh, cool. So it just stays like that. So we have, I guess, our plate and PCB inside here. That's a nice box. All right, Moitech. I really like these drawers. I don't know why. I think these are really cool. We got, I guess, a little thing of tools and accessories here. So this fills up most of my frame, unfortunately. Oh, just a piece of foam. And then, oh, the keyboard. Oh, this is slim. Can already tell you there's 2 things visually that I'm not absolutely thrilled about, but this is cool. Silver and red, all right. I like the frame silhouette a lot right away. I think there's an HE version and an MX version. We have the MX version as far as I know. Maybe this is. But I think there's 2 versions of this. I don't know if they're exactly the same, but this particular one's MX as far as I know. USB-C cable. So we have a proprietary daughter board here with a ribbon cable. We have some foam. We have PC plate and a very, very standard looking PCB with some standoffs that are not removable. Not the end of the world. But I mean, we get like standard layout here. With this looks like a 6.25U. I think my box didn't come with those gifted stabs they said they were going to give. Unless they're in here. Maybe they're in here. We do have some standoffs. They do have some yellow tape on top of them to protect the threading, I guess. Pretty standard fare. Per key RGB on this as well. I don't think there's any other RGB that I can see. But I would love to see Moitech do some more stuff with this PCB. Just offer some more options. But again, for $150, I am not pressed. We have our plates. I think this is going to be a PCB mounted. What do we got? We have our gaskets. We have some screws and some feet. So it looks like those stabs they're advertising on the website aren't with my unit. All right, I did not get stabilizers. That's fine. We have our. So wait, they're saying this is. Did they say this is wireless? Hold on, I might be mismistaking. Oh no, I am wrong. This is not wireless. I'm looking at another one here. This is. Yeah, this is just a standard wired build. My mistake. I looked at the wrong thing. Now let's take a look at the case. I also want to say I did watch someone build this board ahead of time, like last week, and they built it with a little bit of foam, and it sounded pretty cool. Wait, I actually really like the shape of this board. But the silhouette of the board is kind of fire, though. That's not bad, dude. This looks insanely slim. I'd have to measure it out, which they don't have any specs on their website, but like to the front lip, 10 millimeters to the front lip. And then we're looking at a total of, I would say about 19 millimeters to this point right over here. It looks like a very shallow typing, well, not shallow. It looks like a lower typing angle. I don't have a great way of telling you guys what that is. I wish, dude, and this is, again, I'm doing some criticism here on their website. Can we please get some more information on their website instead of just a little chart comparing it to their other keyboards? I feel like there's nothing here. It's just a buy page. All right, I mean, this looks pretty cool. Here is the side profile, and I'm guessing this is where some RGB will shoot out. Although it is just hollow there. I don't think there's any like PC or acrylic, which is a little concerning for sound, but maybe that'll be plugged up with something else. Hey man, that's actually not a bad side profile. That's pretty unique if I do say so myself. Here is the back of the board. It's a little tough to see because the shadows blend in with this, but not bad. Not bad at all. And then the bottom. The bottom kind of has some gamer branding here. I don't think that's anything to write home about. It's on the bottom though. I'm not like super duper pressed. Small little, I don't know what material this is. Looks like aluminum, but small little badge on the back. It's not a pass-through badge. It is screwed in with 4 screws over here. So they're saying this is their G-Tray 3.0, which I'm thinking their website isn't doing a great job of just saying this is just gasket mounted like a normal keyboard. I would have loved to see some stepping on the insides here. Okay, I'm really liking this silhouette. I really just wish they just lose and ditch the whole feel to click nonsense on the top right. But I think this silhouette of this board is pretty nice. It's a nice overall shape. Again, just ditch this feel to click stuff. It doesn't need to be there. This would be such a hot little like shape to build in. Thick bezels, big cherry lip, a little dip on the back of the board. To me, it's kind of like a sci-fi encore. I like this though. You're right. This little dip on the board here, I think that's kind of cool actually. I like what they did there. That's pretty fun. Actually, I'm curious about something. I'm seeing that they're hiding the screws underneath the feet. Are the feet adhesive? I have a feeling they are. They are. Not the end of the world, but I think they literally could have just added an extra hole here and made these press-in feet. To kind of like peel this back when you want to go open this. Bit of a pain in the ass. Not impossible at the end of the day because they are giving you a bunch of extra feet here. I'm hoping they give everyone the same amount. Bit of a pain in the ass. Again, is it excusable for $150? Maybe to some, but still worth mentioning, still worth criticizing. And then we have our gaskets. So these are going to be some silicone gaskets. Cool. I'm holding out hope this sounds like the most perfect board ever. Hey man, if this sounds good for $150, it might be a fun little pickup for some. Oh, cool. The daughter board goes in the top frame. So this is just a 2-piece frame with I guess aluminum, because they didn't really provide us specs. Aluminum frame. Interesting. Also, I see that they have 2 ribbon cable connectors over here. I'm unsure why that is. Is this them reusing the PCB or? Yeah, this is obviously aligned for this one. I don't see how this is going to be resting on the bottom case. I don't know. I'm getting a little concerned. I hope this works out. It's so you can flip the PCB upside down. Oh, makes sense. You're right. I'm guessing the thicker part of this goes towards the bottom. So there is a varying thickness to this. Gasket placements are whatever. I'm actually just noticing that just because didn't think about it earlier. Pretty standard fare here. I'm guessing, I'm just gonna leave out the middle one here. I don't think we need to put it there. I don't think this will cause us any discomfort. All right, so I'm gonna slot this in this way first. And now we'll put this, oh, the foam came with it. Now we'll do this here. Okay, one thing I think they could have done a better job on, they should have added some sort of pin system on the bottom here to help it align and guide into place, so this wouldn't be as difficult to kind of set into place. That would have been a really smart move. I feel like they could have done that with like silicone or something. My God, this is such, when you really think about it, this is like incredibly thin. Because right now I feel like I'm kind of fighting where everything's supposed to go. So we'll see. I'm a little concerned this will be too close to the bottom of the keyboard. Maybe that's where we kind of need to use the foam to kind of help prop it up. But I guess we'll find out here in a moment. You know what? I don't feel any oddities. You know what? I'm actually kind of excited to see how this is going to sound. I know. Okay, so just to go over everything one more time. Visually, I don't like this being here. Easier to see if I do this. A weird tacky bit in my humble opinion. On some of the models that they sell, it's not as apparent. Like on the silver model, you really have to kind of get it in the right light. On some of the other models, it's like in your face. The bottom of the keyboard, I feel like they could have left this graphic out on the bottom. They could leave this glitter L01, that's fine. It's not like it's too much though, thankfully, on the bottom. Like I don't mind it. Still would have been cleaner without. They decided to put the screws, which I'm really happy that there's screws on the outside of the case. But for whatever reason, they decided to put adhesive feet that go on top of this. So in the event you need to access your keyboard, you will have to peel these back. So let's hope we don't have to go inside right now. I feel like this is a little bit silly. They could have just adjusted the screw points to even just keep them visible. Yeah, or made pop-in silicone feet like most other brands are doing these days. I feel like that also would have been like very handy. They did send over some extra feet, but I don't think that matters much in the long run. On the inside of the keyboard, while we get some keycaps here, pretty standard fare gasket mount. The gasket points are okay at best. I think it's pretty standard fare. I like that this has a PC plate by default. It has some foam that you can put in. I put in one piece just because I wanted to. And very low front height and I guess a lower typing angle. I like the overall aesthetic of the shape of the keyboard. This is a very nice silhouette. Really cool. And then the only other gripe I could possibly say is the PCB is quite lackluster. There's not a lot of options. If you just want a 6.25U, then this is a cool little pickup. But $150 for this, I'm not mad. Like, I am not pressed by this at all. Like, I would not be complaining about the small little things here for $150. This is a cool shape to the board as well. So the only thing I'm a little confused about is I did see LEDs on the side here. I don't know how to activate these. Yeah, they're not on. Or maybe they are on, it's just sitting too low. I can't tell. And then I guess my gripe with this side piece is this is just a hollow piece. I almost feel like there's a piece of silicone that should go here to kind of diffuse things better. Maybe they just didn't include that in my box. But I don't have one. So they missed something on the side. Let me double check here. Did they have anything on theirs on the website? And this is where the website really does fail us, is there's no information on the website. I kind of vibe with this, but I actually really like the silhouette of this keyboard. Like, I really heavily fuck with this. Like, it is a very fun shape. I love how low profile this is too. This is like kind of a shocking build to me. How does it sound? We're about to find out. So I did add one piece of foam. I didn't put the gasket underneath the space bar. This is a PC plate done with HMX Yogurt S's. Time for me to feel the click. I feel like every time you use this keyboard, you have to say that. Kind of sounds exactly how I would expect it to. That's not half bad. The HMX switches feel like they're doing some heavy lifting right now, but... Damn, okay. I really like these switches in this board. I am like very pleasantly surprised with the sound profile. Plus, this is extremely comfortable to type on. The lower typing angle and low front height really help. I think this like extended lip on the front, this cherry lip, really helps as well. Yeah, I'm like pretty damn happy with this. Let me get a cherry switch just to see how the spacebar sounds with a non-HMX switch. Like, dude, you know, a small part of me would say, like, this is 150 bucks. This is a cool pickup, and then just get this, like, coated or something. Oh, no, I don't have any cherries right now. Let's do a milky yellow, though. Yeah, dude. That's a pretty crazy spacebar. I actually think this is a pretty loud board, even with these yogurts. It has some volume. I like this. This sounds great. Despite, I think, all the other stuff I had to say about everything else, like some of the aesthetics and the PCB being a bit lackluster, I would say, like, very different from the last Glitter. Extremely. Like, I would say this is not a new Glitter keyboard at all. This is not the same lineup. This is a whole new product. This is super solid. I actually really like this. Now, Moitech, I really, really, really strongly suggest you update your website. There is basically no information. I also don't really quite understand what this G-Tray 3.0 hot swap is underneath, like, the which one fits you. If you update your website and let people know exactly the details of the keyboard they are buying, that will be step number one. Other than that, like, the aesthetics, I think, are always going to be a personal choice. I really don't think there's a lot of stuff that like needs to be critically looked at. I'm overall pretty happy with the build. The ribbon cable was a bit finicky at the end of the day, but I mean, like, that's a ribbon cable. The gaskets feel good. The typing angle feels really good. The typing front height, I love it. Sound profile is pretty nice as well. I would say, actually, sound profile is very cool. Oh yes, the only other thing that's kind of confusing, but again, I'm not sure. The LEDs on the side has this gap over here. I feel like it's missing some sort of diffuser, but I'm not sure if it is. But it's such a pretty side profile, but I have no clue. But yeah, fun board. Bye everybody, and love you. Bye-bye. The HMX switches feel like they're doing some heavy lifting right now, but